for any complex problem in education, people used to refer to Dr. Peshmam Nazeer Ahmed Saab only. And now we are going to listen from him on the very important topic, language, the essence of culture. Now let us listen from Peshmam.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am audible to
Wow.
you, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nahmadu wa
Audible.
nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem. Amma ba'ad. Rabbi ashri sadli wa yassirli amri. Rabbi zidni ilma. My dear teachers and management representatives and all are here who assembled here this morning. Really, we had a very pleasant talk from Mr. Nisar Sahib. He is the treasure of knowledge. Yeah, I was listening to him so many things. He has started the very first hadith of Payghambar Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Innamal a'malu binniyati. Really, it is worth to read, listen to him about ikhlas. Now, what we are today losing is that is ikhlas in every respect. Yeah, he has done very well. I congratulate you, sir. I pray for your long life, happy and prosperity.
Jazakallah khair, barakallah.
Life. Allah may give you still more
Ameen, we
days
are learning from you.
to serve this community for the years to come. We wish you all the best for you and your family. Yeah, thank you, sir. Jazakallah. Now I am nothing before you. Just a few words I wanted to tell because today language issue has become a very burning problem everywhere after these examinations. Well, since 2006, we have been struggling a lot with the government, with the courts, and everywhere. And finally, now this year, we come to the conclusion what we have done. And mashallah, our students have written well the Tamil examination as well as other examinations. I wish them, congratulate them, and mashallah, may Allah give the encouragement, inspiration to go ahead with full strength and confidence in them. Alhamdulillah. Now, today I have chosen this topic based on the present scenario of education, language, the essence of culture. For your kind information, Khalid Husseini, Afghan-born American novelist and physician, says if culture was a house, then language was the key to the front door to all the rooms inside. I am repeating, if culture was a house, then language was the key to the front door and to all the rooms inside. Really, language is one of the most important parts of any culture. It is the way by which people communicate with one another, build relationships, and create a sense of community. There are roughly 6,500 spoken languages in the world today, and each is unique in number of ways. Communication is a core component of any society, and language is important aspect of that. As language began to develop, different cultural communities put together collective understandings through sounds. Over time, these sounds and their implied meanings became commonplace and language was formed. Intercultural communication is a symbolic process. Intercultural communication is a symbolic process whereby social reality is constructed, maintained, repaired, and transformed. As people with different cultural backgrounds interact, one of the most difficult barriers they face is that language. Cultural identity is heavily dependent on a number of factors, including ethnicity, gender, geographic location, religion, language, and so much more. Culture is defined as a historically transmitted system of symbols, meanings, and norms. Knowing a language automatically enables someone to identify with others who speak the same language. This connection is such an important part of cultural accents. It is essence, therefore, language is the essence of culture. Learning a language can be daunting, but it is an important way to connect with people from different cultures. Mashallah, feeling up for the task, watching movies or TV in different languages is a great way to start and more personal communication. Today, language is an abstract system of symbol and meanings. This system includes grammar that relates meaning so that we can communicate with each other. Language plays very important role in the development of a person's personality. Not only in personality, but by learning more than one language, it can develop person's cognitive skills. Learning more than one language also important in social development of a person. As language is not the creation of one person or of one period, but it is an institution on which hundreds of generations and countless individual workers have worked. Role of language in intellectual development, emotional development, and social development is very, very essential. As of today, now I remember language is the roadmap of a culture. Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where is people come from and where they want to going. Language is the ability to acquire and use complex systems of communication, particularly the human ability to do so. And a language is any specific example of such a system. Language is a divine gift of the God. It is language that distinguishes man from animals. Language is man's finest asset. To the philosopher, language may be the instrument of thought, for we think through language. Language is an extremely important way of interacting with the people around us. Without language, we cannot communicate with people, and our survival will become definitely most impossible. It is a vital tool for communication. We all know that we are living in multilingual world that is becoming more globalized, and therefore it is very important to know more than one language. By learning more than one language, it could open many career doors. It can help us progress in our career. We can gain awareness of other cultures, and it can increase our understanding and knowledge towards language. In today's era, it is compulsory to learn more than one language. Knowing language is not only means of communication, but it builds economic relationship, friendship, and cultural ties. As we all know that English language had become a unique language, but in the world, there are still many people who don't know even English language. English is one such connecting links, learning language, fascinate opportunities to develop their listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. That is LSRW. You remember it, LSRW, in your mind. It is very easy to say. The first is the listening, then second is after that that is speaking, and then reading and writing, and to express themselves with full confidence. Like human body, just listen, just a example, like human body, language is a complex system. A human body functions because of different organs like the heart, lungs, brains, etc. Similarly, the language system functions because of words, structures, sounds, etc. There are the most important parts of a language. We cannot express ourselves by the help of only one of the elements, that is sound, words of etc. All these are intercalary. For your kind example, I am just want to quote that when we are small in during the age of sixth and seventh standard, and myself I was studying in sixth standard, our teachers used to write about the structures, and throughout the period, 2 or 3 periods they were spent on the time topic. That is, for example, if we say not only but also, they will write number of structures and examples on the topic. From those days, what they were taught, it is still in my mind that not only but also, whether you believe it or not, that structure I learned in sixth standard. But for your kind information, that today the children in LKG, UKG, and first standard, if you go to CBSE schools, just if you interact with them, the small child is using this structure, not only but also. Yeah, really, I am ashamed to hear from this that we have learned it in sixth and seventh, but the small child of first standard is using the word structure not only but also. But moreover, that the vocabulary of the children nowadays is so strong that really we have to take a lesson from the children. For example, the teachers, the student says that literally it is not good. Literally it is not good. Really, I was internally laughing. Literally, we don't know the meaning till for a long time. But a small child of first and second standard, he is using the word literally. That is literally or not good. Once when I was a principal at a CBSE school at Kerala, the girl of seventh standard came to me and requested me, "Sir, you please change my class teacher, someone who is taking English for us." I asked, "What is wrong with you?" "Sir, she is literally wrong. Yeah, whatever she is teaching, teaching, that is literally wrong. That is not found anywhere in the English dictionary of the language. She is using her own language." Yeah, that is the children, how are much they were very really, they were careful and they were so much having full knowledge about this present day of knowledge due to globalization. Whatever we say, immediately they were going and asking to the Google, or they use the Gemini, or you use the any other forms to find out the meaning, the pronunciation, etc. What my request to our teachers is that you have to build up the confidence in yourself and face the children with full whatever the stuff you are having, that before that you have to prepare yourself about any topic, whichever you are going, whatever you are taking, that will be helpful to page, because today the mass and media is playing a greater part. Yeah, TV is there, WhatsApp is there, Instagram is there, and so many other things are playing a lot of role in child's background as well as in teacher's life. Therefore you can make use of it. And apart from that, smart classrooms are also there. Now, yesterday I saw a clip that Reboot is taking teaching class in a foreign country. Really, I was wonderful. In the future, if this artificial intelligence has come up, then where our teachers will go and where our youth will go. Really, for your kind information, the latest survey indicate that in future, artificial intelligence will dominate in life, in everyone's life, about 60%. And 40% of the children and 40% of the youth, graduates, postgraduates, PhD scholars, if they are not having any quality education, they will lose the jobs. They have no space in this world. Yeah, whatever the time they have spent for getting education, it is mere waste. What my kind advice to my dear teachers is that we don't think of the quantity of the teaching. You don't think of the what you are putting towards the students. You think of the quality. You think of the quality is very, very important in today's education. We doesn't bother about the quantity. If quality is of education is good, the production will also be good. If quality goes down, the production will also be go down. Therefore, give just whatever the reference books, whatever the extra knowledge, whatever other things connected with these things, give something to the students and make them a qualified one with its latest technology under the basis of quality. Yeah, without quality, in future, they won't find any job. Take it from me that nowadays are very critical days, particularly for the coming years. Now we passed our generation. The coming generation is facing a lot of things. First, getting employment is very difficult. In getting employment is very difficult, and after the employment, their production of if it is of quality, they will continue. Otherwise, they will be put into dustbin. Yeah, they really it is a the basic concept for all these things is that language is a complex like human body, and therefore it is very necessary that these are the most important parts of a language. We cannot express ourselves by the help of one of the elements of language, that is sounds, words, suffix, structure. All these are interrelated, interconnected. Man has rightly been called a talking animal. Yeah, the difference between man and animal is that man is being called a talking animal. Man is gifted with the quality of his speech, which differentiates him from other living things. Language consists of words, idioms, and syntax. Though language human beings think, feel, judge, and express. In producing this speech, man will utter some sounds. These sounds are conventionalized and recognized as common usage and provide the social aspect of a language. In short, language is speech, language and life are interrelated. Definitions of language, as per the English dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary defines that words and the methods of combining them for the expression of thoughts. According to Edward Sapir in 1921, a linguistic, language is purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of voluntary produced symbol. Language is a tool to transmit information. Learned language express feelings, emotions, and ideas, construct social identity. We all know that language plays a greater role in the process of transmitting knowledge. Nowadays, at a very early stage of the life, everybody learns a different language, and this means of communication will be used throughout in order to give and receive knowledge. A quote from the status of linguistics as a science by Sapir summarizes: human beings do not live in the objective world alone, nor alone in the world of social activity, as ordinarily understand, but are very much at the mercy of the particular language which has become the medium of expression for their society. Yes, in language learning, speech is the fundamental thing. Reading and writing are secondary. Yes, for a kind example, for them I want to quote, Piaget has proposed four stages of cognitive development. The sensory motor period from the age of 0 to 2 years, the pre-operational period from 2 years to 7 years, concrete optional period 7 to 11 years, and formal operations 11 to 15 years. Piaget maintains that development proceeds learning vocabulary. Yeah, I came to this topic, this vocabulary connected with the language and the culture. Yeah, really today, the vocabulary is so important that we cannot deny its role in building up our language. Because I would like to tell you that the lack of vocabulary make the student or the teachers to talk in English fluently. For talking fluently, you have to be fluent. For fluency, first thing is that vocabulary should build. Yeah, for your kind information, in first standard, the teachers should have to teach minimum 100 words to the students, and in the second standard, again 100 words, and in the third standard, 100 words. When the student comes to the fourth standard and fifth standard, sixth standard, 350, 350, 350, and ninth standard, 2000, and similarly, 10th standard is still more than that. Yeah, totally from first standard to 10th standard, the students have to master the vocabulary of 5,000 words, minimum 5,000 words. But of course, and after the from the non-detailed text, what we are teaching to non-detail, from that the students have to get the vocabulary 5,000 words. Therefore, when the student comes out of the 10th standard class, he must master a vocabulary of 10,000 words. Now just look into yourself and say and find out that whether our students are having such a vocabulary and what are the things that are lacking behind it. Unless and until without the vocabulary, you cannot develop the language, or whichever the language may be. Our teachers, our management people, and all others connected, including parents, they were very much worried about it that my son is not talking English. Yeah, my son is not talking Tamil fluently. My son is not getting good marks in Urdu. And like that, there are a lot of complaints we are hearing. My dear teachers, for all these problems, you have to build up the vocabulary. Unless and until you learn, you have the vocabulary, you cannot do anything. And the student cannot build up this system of language. And language is really a way for the gateway for culture. Here I want to tell you one example, but although it is not, I don't want to take this topic. Just for your kind example, I wanted to say that recently the government of Tamil Nadu has prescribed the additional language Urdu. Yeah, really. All are crying. There is much lot of you and cry. I was getting so many complaints and so many calls from the people, parents, and everything. Sir, whether it is necessary to attend the additional language examination, Urdu. My dear teachers, with the deep thought, you please have a 1 minute consideration that from 2006 we have been struggling getting the exemption for a long period, more than 20 years. Now the time has come that government and the court of High Court of Madras and the Supreme Court, after going deep into the consideration, taking the interest of the minorities, they have prescribed that although writing additional language as a optional is good and compulsory, and the student must get boost mark, but it will be not be taken into the total account. Yeah, really, in 1967 and 1968, and up to that period, the same thing was prevailing for the diversified courses. For those who are taking commercial and those who are taking engineering and 10th and 11th standard, there are social studies. As in Tamil medium, the student must compulsorily study and the marks will be put into a mark sheet, but it will be excluded from the total. Why it is so? Why it is excluded? You think over it. We want Muslims, we want to study Urdu, no doubt, because Urdu is such a treasure of language that it contains the entire Islamic literature, and it has been served from generations and generations and from centuries. Yeah, Urdu is a common language. It is not for Muslims alone, for all the peoples. But the pity is that the governments of the today and yesterday, they have made it the label that Urdu belongs to only Muslims. For your kindness and information, Urdu is not Muslims' language. It is a language for all the people. If you take the turn the pages of the history, if you talk about Narasimha Rao and our Dr. Mohan Singh and other people from North India, they have stayed in madrasas, taking Urdu as a language, Arabic as a language. How these people studied, how their thinking, how their vision was there. Yeah, just you can think about it. Yeah, therefore, what my presentation here is that yes, we cannot say that Urdu is not necessary to save our language. We have been crying from the beginning to 2006. We that Urdu must be there and we should not sacrifice it at the cost of any other language. Now the government, not the government, but the court, Supreme Court, has taken into consideration, provided this thing, Urdu as additional language, because we are interested in to know our culture and to go through it. Unless and until we know our past through the language, we cannot go to the future also. Yes, it is a mirror for us. Language and culture is a mirror for us to build our future generations. Therefore, my dear teachers, this is the thing. And another thing that some people were arguing and talking with me, sir, this is the 500 marks, and for our student it is 600 marks. How this is balanced? My dear teachers, that is why they were not taking the marks into total account. It is separately kept it there. And because if you say any percentage, suppose for 500 we take the percentage, and for 600 we take the percentage it will differ. Suppose our students' percentage is higher, those non-Muslim percentage will be lower. If our students' percentage is lower, their percentage will be higher. There is a lot of technical, critical things, and therefore taking into consideration that we have left that also. Only the thing is that to know our past, to save our language. Through language, if one student learns a language, it is very easy for him to learn Arabic, Persian. And under these circumstances, learning one more language is not at all a burden. Yeah. In those days, when Prophet Muhammad after the Jange Badr, he instructed his colleagues, दैट इज इल्मी माहौल पैदा करने से मुतल्लक अहम हिदायत में यह भी है कि ज़रूरत हो तो दूसरों की ज़बानें सीखी जाएं, ख़ास तौर पर जब दूसरों के पास कोई काबिल इस्तिफ़ादा इल्म और हिकमत हो। जब आप दूसरों की ज़ुबानें नहीं सीखेंगे तो उनको उलूम से कोई कैसे फ़ायदा उठा सकेंगे। इस्लाम ने न सिर्फ दूसरों की ज़ुबानें सीखने से मना नहीं किया है, बल्कि उसने उन्हीं दुनिया में अपनी दावत की इशाअत के ज़रिए की हैसियत से सीखने की दावत दिया है। सूरह अल फुरक़ान आयत में, ताकि तो सारे जहां वालों के लिए खबरदार कर देने वाला हो। और उसी मुताबिक सूरह अंबिया में आयत नंबर 107, आए नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, हमने तुमको दुनिया वालों के लिए रहमत बनाकर भेजा है। और इसी तरह सूरह अराफ में 150 आयत नंबर, कहो क्या इंसानों, मैं तुम सबकी तरफ से इसका खुदा का पैगंबर हूँ। इसलिए बात नागुज़ीर है कि दूसरी जुबानें के मुतरजिम मौजूद हों, ताकि दूसरी कौमों तक दावत पहुंची जा सके और इनकी बातें समझी जा सके। रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के पास फारसी, रोमी और हबशी जुबानें जानने वाले मौजूद थे, जो तर्जुमे के फ़राइज़ अंजाम देते थे। अलबत्ता यहूदियों की ज़ुबान सुरियानी का माहिर कोई नहीं था। आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने अपने कातिब वही हज़रत ज़ैद बिन साबित अंसारी रज़ियल्लाहु की ज़ुबान में लिखने पढ़ने की महारत हासिल करने पर मामूर किया ताकि यहूदियों के साथ बराह रास्त बातचीत हो सके। हज़रत ज़ैद बिन रज़ियल्लाहु कहते हैं कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने जो हुक्म दिया तो मैंने सुरियानी ज़ुबान लिखना पढ़ना सीखी। बस आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया कि अपनी किताब के सिलसिले में यहूदियों की तरफ से मुतमईन न हो। निस्फ महीना गुजारा था कि मैंने सुरियानी ज़बान में महारत हासिल कर ली और आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की तरफ से यहूदियों से ख़ुतो खिताबत करने लगा। Yes, really, what we understand here is that Islam never restrict to learn another language. Learning more language is important. According to John Mill referred language to be the light of the mind. Language to be the light of the mind. In today's era, the basic knowledge of a single or more language has become crucial. Language has become the major tool of communication between countries, cultural groups, various companies and organizations, communities and friends. And moreover, the limit of my knowledge is you please take down this quotation. That limit of my language is the limit of my world. Winston says that limit of my language is the limit of my world. But that is what to understand the language. If you know Urdu, you are only in the Urdu world. If you know English, you are in the English world. If you learn more languages, you will be in different part of the universe, and you have a lot of treasure of land. You will learn so many things. Yeah, he implies that people, those who speak one language, live only in one world. A baby is born without language, but even without any formal training, at the age of 4 or 5, the child knows several hundred words and grammar of a particular language. My dear teachers, I would like to make you remember here that when the child is born, we are not teaching any grammar. We are not teaching anything, language. My child, after listening to us, that she used to talk, speak, that after whatever the sentences we use, she used to adopt. Not we are not going to teach the detail what is noun, pronoun, verb, and where the intransitive verb is come, transitive verb is come, where are the tenses. We are not at all teaching any child from the beginning. As soon as the child is born, that it learns, it used to listen. If I further say that latest research says that when the child is the womb of the mother, and from that time point, the child starts to listen to the mother. Whatever the mother is telling, speaking, from the womb days, the student, teacher, child is used to listen to it. And after his birth, whatever the words he was listening, whatever things and after his birth he is listening, he used to talk. We are not at all teaching any grammar. For any child, whether you take Tamil child, whether you take Urdu child, whether you take English born child, however, no parent is teaching any grammar and anything. But how they learn? They are listening to the parents. Then they are, after that, they begin to speak. And after that, when they mature, when we give practice, they begin to read. And similarly, they begin to write. Thus, this SDSRW, this language skills are playing a greater role, and language has become the essence of our culture. To save our culture, that our language is very important for any language, whether it be English or Urdu or Tamil, whatever it may be, that the language is very, very important to save our past, to save our culture and everything. Now the time is almost 7:30. I would like to conclude it, requesting our teachers to deeply think about my talk and justify yourself that whether learning more than one language is good or not, and make your children to talk in more than one language. Let me conclude with all this little bit of knowledge what I given to you. Aman Laina il Bulagul Mubin. Thanking you all. One request I want to make to the teachers that see that women is doing so much huge and large activities, and they're playing a human service to the teaching community day and night, using their time, sacrificing money. Even today, after Ramzan, we have resumed the second week, and we have been so much interested to provide you good learners, good teachers, good speakers. Mashallah, what Mr. Nisar Sahab has taught us is a really a thing for to think, ponder over it. That everything is needed for ikhlas. Therefore, my dear teachers, you please spend some of your time and kindly attend this program and tell your teachers also, share your program, this clip to your teachers working with you, and let them attend this program. See, only for a few days we are going to live in this world. What the good thing we have to do that we have to pass on the knowledge to the generation. Allah in the day of judgment day, that or he will ask, I have given you knowledge, what you have done. And similarly, regarding jihad, that is, I have given you to everything, but you have done for yourself for the name's sake. And similarly, those who are given wealth, the same question you put. But here, as far as we are concerned with the education. One day we have to answer to the Allah that we have been given, you have been given knowledge, but what you use, whether you pass on to your generation, you have taught to your children. Yes, in doing so, it will be really great service to the humanity. Let me conclude. وآخر الدعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Jazakallah, Dr. Peshmam Nazeer Ahmed Sahab. Very informative speech sir has given. He has spoken about the importance of language. Language is the essence of culture, and many important points Dr. Saab has shared. The importance of language in cultural identity. To maintain our cultural identity, we have to maintain our language. Dr. Saab.